Hello and welcome to another episode of Techification. In this video, we're going to be unboxing and setting up a green screen and two soft boxes. So what I'm going to do is I have the green screen and all the stuff in a bag, which is off screen. I don't want to put it on the table because it weighs a lot. So I'm going to take out all the boxes and put them on the table, and then I will come back. Okay, so everything that was in the bag is on the table. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of more than one of everything. So I'm just going to unbox one, and then do the rest off camera, and then we will be setting up the green screen in this space. So before I start, I have never done this, so I have no idea what I'm doing, but you guys can laugh at my mistakes, I guess. So, I guess I'll start. I don't even know where to start. I think this is, I'm pretty sure this is the light stand, the light holder. So, yes, it is. So it comes like that. I don't know if you, I have no idea if you guys can see that. So that's that. So inside this, is the light stand. So it holds four light bulbs, which I know are these ones, and then it's got a holder so it can go onto the mount, which is in one of these boxes here, and then it's got a fuse and on-off and on-off. You can actually turn on either this side, or both, or all on or all off, so then you can really adjust the light to what you need. And then it's got a cable on the other end. So that's that. I don't know where I'm going to put this. Guess I'll just leave it here. Up next, I'm going to dive into this. So this is probably the stand. Yes, it is. Is that all that's in here? Yep. So this is most likely for the lights. So this has got two clippable things. So you put them up and then you clip them into place, and then they stay there. And then the end has got the point that goes into the end of the light socket, and then it's got the little tripod feet. So I will leave that here, and I'm going to do this. This is the soft box. I have no idea how to set up a soft box. Apparently it's somewhat challenging. So I guess we'll find out together. So that's everything in there. So this is the reflecty thing that goes on the end of the light, called the softbox. And I assume that these poles hold the softbox in a square as opposed to collapsing. And this must be the cloth that goes in front. I'm totally just guessing this part. I have no idea. And then I don't know what this is. So, but it's all in there. So that's great. So let's move this over here. And I don't have to do the other one. There's two soft boxes. This is probably going to be the stand for the green screen, because I was told that there is a stand for the green screen. And it looks that way because it is relatively large. Yes, it is. So there's 4 metal pipes in here that have attachable arms to them. So that's, I don't know if that goes across the top or down the sides. I guess they must go across the top because these look like tripods for the sides of the stand. So that's, I'll leave that. And then what else is in here? What other goodies? So here's the other side. Just an identical tripod. There's a lot of stuff here. And that is all that is in there. And then I'm just gonna unbox one of these lights. These are fluorescent bulbs, and they go into the socket in the green screen. And what's special about these bulbs is these are color temperature matched. So these produce a light of 5,500 degrees Kelvin. And for those who don't know, that is equivalent to daylight. So then if you have light coming in from the window and these bulbs, you won't get different light temperatures. And yeah, these are 45 watts, 5,500 degrees Kelvin fluorescent bulbs. And then, so if you're using these, then you set your camera to daylight for white balance, and then it will figure, and then using these lights, and it should be white balanced, which is great because then you don't have to mess around with it. Because they know that you're going to be using this in a studio type environment. So last but not least, the green screen. So I got a 10 by 12 green screen. That's in feet, by the way. So hopefully I'll be able to do full body shots. And I don't really want to open this right now because it looks pretty big and I don't really want to have to fold it again. But this is what it looks like. So hopefully you can see that. So now that there's stuff everywhere, I'm going to stop the video, take everything else out of the packaging, and then we will come back and set up this green screen. Okay, so this is part 2 of the green screen setup video. This is the second time that I've recorded this. The first time I set it up, I had no idea what I was doing, and I thought as I was watching the footage back that I might as well show you, that if I'm going to show you how to set up a green screen, I might as well give you a tutorial that's actually helpful and not filled with a whole bunch of mistakes. So what I did is I set up one softbox, which is what I'm using to light this video. And today, then we're going to be doing another softbox as well as the green screen. And you guys can see how to actually do it when you set up yours. So I have everything I need for the softbox on the table. So I have 4 lights. I have the stand for the softbox. I have the light holder. The 4 rods that will go into the softbox to keep it up, the softbox itself, the inner diffuser, and the outer diffuser, which goes on the front of the softbox. So, to start, I'm going to take the stand, and this unscrews right here, and then you can just drop this down. You want to get these beams here about parallel. So we can go like that. And then tighten this. Make sure it's tight but not overly tight. So that, because the softbox does weigh quite a bit. And I'm just going to put that on the floor. And then I can raise these pieces by undoing the little clip. And I'm just going to do the first one. And I'm going to work at it from this height. So next I can grab the light holder and place that on and unscrew the back if it isn't already, so I can get it onto the stand. because it screws in. Will that go in? No, just a little more. Okay, so this can be attached this way. It can also be attached this way if you prefer. So I'm going to put it in vertically. And it looks like that is as far as it will go. And I'm just going to tilt. Using the other knob, I can tilt this up and tighten that. Tighten it, not loosen it. So let's do that. And I can tighten this. Okay, so that is, so the light fixture is on. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the soft box, and this opens up, and it's got a reflector piece on the inside and black on the outside, and 4 Velcros at the end. You want to resist the urge to do up the Velcros, as it makes your life much harder, and you have to do them at the, I would recommend doing them at the end. So I'm going to place the softbox over the light, just something like that. And then I'm going to grab one of these metal rods, and the softbox actually has, the socket actually has holes in it. So, and before we do anything further, you'll notice that the softbox is a rectangle, not a square. I made that mistake the first time. So it does matter which way you put it in. So there's holes around the light socket. So choose which holes you're going to use. I'm going to use the 4 corners because that will give me a rectangle. So then the softbox will end up something like this. I don't know if you guys can see that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the end of the pole, and one side is just a flat end and one has a little lip. So you take the flat end and you put it into the hole through the loop and into the hole in the softbox. And I would recommend doing the top ones first because it makes your life a little bit easier. So I'm just going to go around. Next, what we can do is we can screw in the bulbs. So the bulbs come in little boxes like this. And you'll notice that there's foam. So when you put them away, one side of the foam is flat and one side of the foam has holes in it, so you can grab it with your fingers. You want to make sure you put the holes at the top, because otherwise it's really hard to get the foam out. So inside the box is the foam, and inside the foam is the light bulb. So I'm just going to take the first bulb and screw it in. And then I'm going to just go through the rest of the bulbs and do the same. Okay, so I got all the bulbs in. You'll notice that they are quite a bit bigger than a standard fluorescent bulb, and that's okay. And also, when you put them in, you want to put them in tight enough so that they stay, but not too tight, as you will damage them. So the next thing we're going to do is this is getting to the tricky part. This step and the next step are probably the 2 hardest steps in the whole setup. So I'm just going to move the fabric over a little bit. And now what you want to do is in the corner, there's little pockets. So you want to take the metal, hopefully it doesn't fall out of the hole in the socket, but take the metal tip and put it into the pocket. You might have to have somebody help you if this is your first time, but it isn't too challenging. And if the Velcro has been done up for this step is nearly impossible. So that is why I recommend to do the Velcro at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, the bottom one. And I recommend doing the top first and then the bottom, as it's much easier. So I'm just going to do the last one. Okay, so this is the shape, the general shape for the softbox. I'm going to lower it so you can see it a little better. So something like that. So that's what it looks like. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put on the inner diffuser, and that's the little white sheet right here, and this just clips in to the 4 loops like this. This is possibly the hardest step in the whole process because these clips want to twist really, really easily. So the trick with this is to not necessarily grab the clip, but push the clip against the hook, and then that will bend the clip in, and then you can get it in. And I recommend starting with the top and then the bottom, and then doing the bottom, as that's much easier. So, for starters, okay, so that's one, and of course I did the wrong corner. So pay attention to what corner you are doing. So this one should be in there. Okay, and next, then I can do this one. You just have to be really patient with this piece because it will get frustrating really, really quickly. And I'd hate for you to have that experience, as I have had that, as it took me a while to get this piece on last time. But with practice, you will get much faster at it. And expect the bottom 2 to be harder to get in than the top 2, as the fabric has already been stretched, and that definitely does not help. Okay, so that's the inner diffuser, and now all that's left is the outer diffuser. So I'm going to take this, and once again, this is a rectangle, so don't try and put it on the wrong way, as I've done that before, and that does not work. So there's Velcros at the top and bottom and left and right, and they Velcro on to the 4 sides here. And you have to make sure that the corners go in the corners. So we can do that. So that's 3 corners, and that's the 4th one. So now you can just button it up with the Velcro, and then also in the back, then we can Velcro this part up. This, you don't have to Velcro them up completely, but you can. So that is the softbox, all finished. So to give you an idea of the light produced from these, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the other softbox, and then I will plug in this one, and I will show you what kind of light can be emitted. So if I plug this in, and I'm going to go ahead and turn off this one. So the screen is completely black right now. So this is off. This is one light, so I can stand here. So this is what it might look like under one light, might look like under half power. Then if I turn up the other one, then it's more like this. And I'm about 2 feet away, so it seems awfully bright, but it won't. It's better if it's farther. So you turn it so you guys can see what it looks like. So it's basically just a big white square. It's not overly although it is bright, it's not harshly bright, not like cars lights, which is kind of nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the lighting configuration in the room and get all the stuff I need for the green screen, and then we will come back and set up the green screen. Okay, so I set aside all the things I need for the green screen, and the green screen actually only comes in 2 bags. So the first bag is the green screen itself. So I got a 10 by 12 foot green screen, so I can do whole body shots no problem, or friends with a buddy. And it comes with the stand, which actually comes in a nice bag that rolls out, and then all the pieces for the green screen come in the bag. So you can just take this little bag with you and the screen, and there's your green screen. So inside these are the 4 metal poles. Each one is maybe 2 to 3 feet long. And there are 2 end poles and 2 middle poles. So very important not to mix those up. This is a stand, and this is the other stand. So, and then that is all that is in here. And I missed one of the pipes. Okay, so I can put this over there. So all that we have is 2 stands like this, and 4 poles, 2 like this, and 2 that go in the middle. So what I'll do is I'll start with the 2 stands. So these undo the same way that the light tripods come undone. Then this slides down. Come on. They're a little tricky to get. And you want to get them about parallel. So just like that. And this one unscrews to get it up. So I'm going to bring it up like that. And maybe we'll work at it from this height. So I'll leave it just like that. And then the other one, I'm gonna do, you guessed it, exactly the same thing. So lower this tripod legs, tighten it up. And unscrew the first one and do it up. Just like that. So I have 2 tripods that the bar is going to go on, and that's where the green screen sits. So I'm going to take off these 2 pegs. So the way it works is there's little, almost like a nut with handles, and then at the top there's just a screw, and you slide the rod for the screen onto that, and then they hold up the green screen like that, which is actually a pretty clever design, I think. So I'm going to do the other one. So now, these go in, the ones with the big hole are the end pieces because they slide around this, just like that. And then there's other ones that have a small hole and then the metal piece. So the metal piece goes into the end. And you shouldn't have any metal in the middle, otherwise you've used the wrong pieces. So now I need this one. And then I need this one. So this screen is definitely going to be going off of your screen, but I can do it kind of this way so you can see most of it. So now what I will do is I will put one stand over here and put it in something like that, and take the other stand and put it way over here, which is where the other end of this will be going. So now what I can do is I can screw in this. And then I can screw in this. Actually, you only want to screw in one because you'll have to slide the green screen across it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise this up. I'm only going to raise it up that far, and then I'll keep going. So let's say up to the top there. And now if I go back and raise this one up a little bit more. Okay. So now we have the bar, which is right up here. Of course, just out of frame. But basically there's just a bar across and two stands on either side that are 10 feet apart. So now if we take out the green screen, it looks something like this. And there's a special way to fold it, which I don't remember what it is, but it takes a while to fold it. Then at the top, then there's a hole in the cotton, which is meant to be there, where you can slide the rod through it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I left that side unscrewed. So I'm going to take all this cotton and move it off of my lav mic wire. And I'm just going to slide it on to the stand. And it goes on exactly like a window curtain. So I can slide this. So I'm simply taking the screen along the wire. And I'm going to go back because it gets pretty heavy. So almost at the end. So now I can just put the other end, set the other end on the stand. And now I can take this end and slide it all the way across. And same thing with this end. So the idea with the green screen is that you avoid as many wrinkles as possible. So, so in an ideal world, then you would be ironing this. I don't really have time to iron it, but you can, or you'd steam it, but I think you can figure that part on your own. I know that you're very intelligent people. So most of which, or all of which, have irons. So I will leave that up to you. So there is so in this space there isn't really enough space to put out the floor piece, but or actually to stand close to it. But that is the green screen. So I have one softbox to my right and one softbox to my left, and the green screen, which basically takes out this entire room. So thank you for watching this video, guys. If you have any questions about how to use a green screen, lighting, or anything shown in this video, feel free to leave it in the comment sections below. And as always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe.